The real wealth killer. So you know that shiny new car in your driveway? It's not flexing wealth, it's murdering it. Most people don't realize their car is sabotaging their future. And no, I'm not even talking about the extra costs that I'll get into later in this video. Today, I'm going to show you why your car is one of the biggest wealth killers out there and what you can do to stop the bleeding, or even better, stop it from happening in the first place. Hey, I'm Seth Moran from Monster Capital. I spent 20 years on Wall Street, and now I'm here to help you take the fear out of investing and help you avoid the pitfalls and the hidden traps and how you can outsmart the system. So today, let's talk cars. The depreciation disaster. The moment you drive a new car off the lot, it loses 10 to 20% of its value instantly. Within 5 years, it's worth maybe 40 to 50% of what you paid. That's like buying a $60,000 SUV and letting $30,000 on fire in 5 years. If that's your game and you can afford it, then by all means, keep on keeping on. But rich people just don't do that. The thing is, cars aren't usually investments. Some are for sure, but that's a whole different price bracket and should be treated as such. I just did a video on investing in cars if you want to see the difference between a daily driver and an investment vehicle. What we're going to be doing here today is talking about cars that you have to use every day to get from point A to point B, the ones that you'll use and abuse on a daily basis. Most cars are depreciating assets disguised as status symbols, and the fancier the car, the faster it falls. A $120,000 Mercedes becomes a $45,000 headache real quick. Remember what Jay-Z said, if you can't buy it twice, you can't afford it. Financing FOMO. Americans are financing cars longer than ever, 72 months, even 84 months. Dealers want to stretch the loan so your monthly payment feels manageable, but the interest piles up, and you end up paying more interest than your car is actually worth. This is good for the dealers. This is not good for you. And you end up upside down the minute you sign, and now you owe more than what the car was initially worth. That's not leverage, that's a trap. Don't believe me? Well, here are the numbers. Let's say you buy a $50,000 car with a 7% APR. At 72 months, that equals about $11,376 in interest. Now that's $61,376 paid for something worth $25,000 in 5 years. You didn't buy a $50,000 car. You bought a $61,000 liability. Insurance, maintenance, and the wealth sink. So it's not just the loan. You gotta add insurance, you gotta add maintenance, you gotta add fuel, registration, and it's easily $1,000 to $1,500 a month. Now that's an $18,000 drop a year. Over 10 years, that's $180,000 you didn't invest. You could have maxed out a Roth IRA, bought some index funds, or started a side hustle. Just to put that into perspective, if you invested $18,000 a year for 10 years at, let's say, 10% annual return, at the end of the 10 years, you'd end up with $286,873.64. Now that's crazy, right? Instead of a now 10-year-old rust bucket that you are begging dealers to take for a trade-in. I mean, look at the chart. Now, I know this isn't entirely realistic, as you definitely need a car. And I'm just making a point and saying get a safe one that you can afford that is in your realistic budget. WWBD, what would Buffett do? Here's a dirty little secret. Most self-made millionaires drive used cars. In the book, The Millionaire Next Door by Stanley and Donko, it states that nearly 2/3 of millionaires buy used cars rather than new ones, and that they buy 2 or 3-year-old cars, pay cash, and drive them for 5 to 10 years. Why? Because they'd rather have their money tied up in assets that go up in value, not down. You never build wealth if your net worth is locked into a depreciating asset that you put wear and tear on every day. So here's a smart hack checklist when buying a car. Buy used, ideally 2 to 5 years old. Let someone else eat that depreciation up. Never pay the asking price. Always negotiate and get that price down. Get a pre-purchase inspection, or PPI. This is non-negotiable. Pay in cash if you can. If not, keep your loan short, 36 months max. Don't spend more than 10 to 15% of your actual annual income on a car. And don't fall for the monthly payment trap. Focus on your total cost. What's this going to cost me in the next 36 months? So let me leave you with this. Cars should get you from A to B, not from broke to broker, okay? Don't let a vehicle kill your wealth while pretending it's making you look successful. Screw the Joneses. Why put effort into impressing people you don't even really like? If you found this helpful, hit subscribe and drop your biggest car buying mistake in the comments. Y'all know mine is Tesla, okay? Let's help more people escape the trap. Remember, kindness is the rent we pay on earth, so do something nice for someone. See you in the next one.